Motivate News on the hour, every hour.
China's urging North Korea and the US to step back from the brink of war. Pyongyang is thought to be planning another nuclear missile test tomorrow and has criticised aggressive tweets from President Trump. America's responded by sending a Navy strike force into the region. China says anyone provoking conflict would pay the price. The country's foreign minister is Wang Yi.
We call upon all the parties to stop provoking and threatening each other and not to make the situation irretrievable and out of control.
The British student who was stabbed to death in Jerusalem today has been identified as Hannah Bladen. Israel's ambassador to the UK confirmed her identity in a tweet. A 57-year-old Palestinian man has been arrested. It's believed he has a history of mental illness. Paramedic Miriam Levy says it happened on a tram in the Old City, an area packed with tourists.
When we arrived, she was in critical condition with knife wounds all over her body. We started CPR on scene and then we evacuated her in critical condition to the Har HaTzofim hospital.
Merseyside Police says it's investigating an allegation of racial hate crime following a newspaper article about Ross Barkley. A member of the public contacted police complaining about a column in The Sun. The Everton midfielder is of Nigerian descent. Thousands of veterans and supporters have protested in London against what they say is a witch hunt against soldiers who served in Northern Ireland. They say prosecutions and investigations into the actions of troops there amount to hounding. The Borussia Dortmund defender, who was injured during a bomb attack on his team's bus, has described his ordeal as the longest 15 minutes of his life. But Mark Bartra has posted on Instagram that the shock of what happened is diminishing all the time. Well, in sports, Championship leaders Brighton have won 2-0 at Wolves to take a giant step towards the Premier League. Anthony Knockaert scored in each half to re-establish a 12-point buffer to third place. That's the latest. I'm Charlie Maggs.
Hello there. Well, in true spring fashion, Easter's got pretty much one of everything on the way for this weekend. But before we get there, tonight we will see cloud gradually clearing away down towards the south. That's going to leave clear spells and a few showers, but a noticeable chilly theme, and we're going to carry that into Saturday as well. But for Good Friday, the end of the day, you can see this cloud clearing away down towards the south, introducing some clear spells in its wake. There'll be a couple of showers around, particularly in the very far north of Scotland, and here they could be a touch wintry over the highest ground. A cold theme overnight, and in the countryside, the temperatures could be a couple of degrees colder than this, giving a touch of frost across parts of northern England, Northern Ireland and Scotland. So a chilly but fairly bright start to our Saturday within those areas. We'll quickly see the cloud breaking up in the far south and give some sunny spells here. Again, there could be a few showers in the very far north, these eventually filtering into Northern Ireland and Northern England as well. Again, a little bit wintry over the highest ground of parts of Scotland. The temperatures are nudged down on what we saw through Good Friday, so reaching a high of just 10 or 12 degrees, so a real chilly feel outside. As we head into Easter Day, we're watching this area of rain spreading in from the west during the course of the day, turning cloudy, some spells of rain advancing, but ahead of that to the north and south, there should still be some good spells of brightness, but still that chilly feel, with the temperatures reaching a high of just 13 degrees there in the south, 9 or 10 for the north of Scotland. Quick look ahead to Easter Monday. We'll have lost the rain from both Saturday and Easter Day, giving a bright picture with just a few scattered showers around, particularly for northern and eastern areas. The temperatures are going to be our talking point, though, feeling colder, with some places just pegged back in single figures. Goodbye.
The Motivate News on the hour, every hour.
DJ Bossman. He used to be indecisive, but now he's not too sure.
Into Radio 1.
Aaron and she talks.
$10. Tune in to 95.8 Capital FM. London's never sounded better.
Very serious.
This is hot.
Stop. Put your hand down. Move away from the dial. Step back from the radio. Sit back. Now relax and enjoy. We are sorry for this interruption, but somebody tried to tune away. I bet you're glad it wasn't you.
Holiday Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is
online and on the go on your mobile phone. We're the internet's best choice.
motherfucker.
Trambólico.
Motherfucker.
You know what day it is? No. What?
Friday!
Do you like Fridays?
I love Fridays!
I like Fridays!
Oh, I love Fridays. My favorite day!
You know the best thing of Fridays is?
What?
Holiday Radio.
Friday's Friday, la 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 la. It's Friday, it's Friday, la 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 la.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
This is Motivate Radio.
Right, a very good evening to everybody locked in right now. I'm trying to keep an eye on the levels here at the moment. I'm actually streaming to Facebook and YouTube from two instances of Wirecast. We're streaming to Motivate Radio as well, which might be a little bit of a problem. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm dropping at all. My CPU is at like 90% and 89%, so you'll have to let me know what's going on. Right, okay, so first of all, as you heard in the news there, we are being hounded, our soldiers, are being hounded at the moment over what happened in Northern Ireland all of those years ago. These guys are in their 60s and 70s, and they're trying to take these guys to court over what we'd probably describe as war crimes. And it just occurred to me, really, you know, I mean, of all the terrorists that got a get out of jail card on the Good Friday Agreement, why are these people now actually going for our British soldiers that were actually employed by the government, by Her Majesty the Queen, and was actually doing a job at the time? It's absolutely disgusting me. On another note, I've just messaged Christina to find out what's going on with Sergeant Alexander Blackman, who was supposed to be released 2 weeks later. And he's still not been released, as far as I know. There's been nothing on the news and nothing anywhere else. And just to say to everybody, if you can please share the Facebook video. I've just set it to public, Apparently what it does when you first log on Wirecast is sets it to friends and friends only. If you can please share the video, keep the likes and the hearts going to let Facebook know, obviously, that you want to listen to this, and this should be shared, and other people, whether they do or not is another thing. But yeah, so what I'm going to crack into first of all, we've got some other stories coming up. We've got a special guest tonight, very, very special guest. And for those of you that don't actually know, I'm having trouble recording at the moment on Goldbay for some unknown reason. I'm just going to take a quick look at it if you don't mind, quickly. I don't know why that would be doing that. But these things happen, and it's normally only on a Friday night, and to me. So, no, I've got no input at all for someone. I'll tell you for why. Sorry, I do apologize.